Whew. Alright, let's see. There we go. It's up and running. Hello, everybody. What is going on? Skelly, how you doing, mate? Good to see you again. It's been a while. It has been a while since I last saw you. But today, we're going to be doing Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. It has been one hell of a long time since we played this game. Oh man, and we haven't finished it yet. We honestly haven't even finished it. We've only scraped the surface, because we do have some side stories to get through. That's right, we've got side stories. Unbelievable, yes. We've done quite a few before. So which ones are we up to now? I believe it was Balance. Right. So from what I remember, the last one we played was it Sayuri and Monika's route, where I think Sayuri was just brought into the club, all new, brand spanking new, and Monika kind of viewed that as like a threat to the club-ish, because she wanted to bring manga into it, and she doesn't realize that it's literature, but they find common ground, essentially. And Monika welcomes, Natsuki was the name, into the club. And now we get to see, I guess it's, Sayuri and Natsuki's one now. How's your weekend going? It's been pretty good, actually. It's been real good, honestly. But hell yes, we are going straight into it. I want to see, like, if there's anything else in here, because I know Doki Doki Literature Club really messes with you sometimes, like especially some cutscenes here and there. It's it gets a bit So I love Doki Doki. Oh my goodness, look at these. These were the other cutscenes that we got. A scene from the side stories. Trust. That was when Monika first met Sayuri, and they share a moment, which is great. That was when they first met. Then Yuri joined the club. So yeah, then it was a story about Sayuri and Yuri, and then we've got Monika and Natsuki at the end. Oh boy. Oh, sweet as. Righto then. Why don't we get right into it? I completely forgot all the voices in it, so I'm sorry if it gets a bit, yeesh. But I'll try my best. I would try my best. Here we go. Let's go with Balance, Part 1. Begin this side story? Fuck yeah, let's do it. Woo! Oh my god, it looks so fresh, it looks so crisp. Oh boy, I miss this so dang much, honestly. What voice did we give her again?
Natsuki!
While Natsuki is messing with the orientation of a manga in the closet shelves, Sayuri approaches from behind and pulls her into an embrace.
What? Hi.
It really captures all of their, I want to say all of their personalities. Oh, I love it so much. The Literature Club has been in full swing since Natsuki joined. Including her, the club is now comprised of 4 members: Sayuri, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monika. Each club member had received a day in the spotlight to share all of their favorite kinds of literature with each other. Oh, that's super nice. I love that. Let's see. Natsuki was first and shared her passion for manga. That's right, she loves manga. Then Sayuri shared her love for poetry, as well as how she goes about writing it herself. Maybe that's how the Literature Club came to be with poems, because of Sayuri, right? While Yuri likes her own books and Natsuki likes manga. Oh, it's like a full circle. Oh, that's good. Monika, who has multiple literary interests, decided to focus her day on short stories. Okay, she's on short stories, but okay. And finally, Yuri managed to demonstrate her obsession with fantasy, with a little help and encouragement from Sayuri. Right, because they were really nice friends after that. After the week was spent on their presentations, Monica decided to give the club members this next week to freely explore each other's literary interests. Oh, that's nice. Then that means they're like sharing all around, right? So that means Natsuki might not be manga. She might like go into fantasy or something like that instead. And Yuri might read some manga. Who knows? Sayuri, having spent most of her time in the club so far with Yuri's fantasy books, is rather excited to begin her journey into Natsuki's manga collection. Right, because some time ago when we played this, I think we had a story arc with Sayuri and Natsuki, and I think Sayuri was trying to get into manga as well, right?
I want to read with you today. Tell me, which one should I pick? Well, that depends on the kind of stuff you like. I mean, there's like romance, drama, comedy, mystery. I like all of those things.
Sayuri reaches out and pulls a random book from the shelf and inspects the cover.
Shouldn't this girl be wearing more clothes? You wouldn't like that one.
In a panic. I think that's like, yeah, most manga's kind of like that as well, isn't it? Where it's kind of a bit scantily clad. In a panic, Natsuki snatches the book from Sayuri's hand, then replaces it on the shelf in a less conspicuous location.
Okay, well, if you really have no preference, then let's just start with something that's easy to get into. A lot of these don't start to get really good until like a few volumes in, and I wouldn't ask someone to make that kind of commitment unless they're already really into manga.
Ruth, hello, how you doing, Ruth? Great to see you. That is true, what she's saying right here. A lot of these don't get good until a few volumes in. A lot of like, you know, Naruto or One Piece and, you know, those kind of anime and manga that like spans on for like 300 episodes and stuff like that. It's not worth it. I know a friend of mine was like, oh, watch One Piece. It gets good after like episode 100 or something. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch 100 fucking episodes in order to get to something good. You know, it should already be good at the get-go. You know, something like that should already pull you in immediately.
I can handle it. I did it with Yuri's book at least. Well, I'm more considerate than that. Although, I'm kinda impressed by your attention span if you put that much effort into her books. No, I have the attention span of a donut. But I love my friends, and I can do anything if it's for them. Well, okay then. Let's pick you something that even donuts can read. I didn't say I was a donut. I just said I had the attention span of one.
Oh, I'm doing great, Ruth. I'm doing good. I had a good day off yesterday. And I was just thinking about Final Fantasy 15 the entire time. Oh, Final Fantasy 15. Oh, I can't wait to play more of it, the DLCs. That's coming up soon. It's coming up. Oh man, these voices are killing me.
Were you just trying to call me sweet? You're so cute. No? How did you get to that conclusion? And don't call me that. Hey, donut? Cute. How come? I just don't like it. I didn't need a reason.
Natsuki yanks a book from the shelf and closes the closet doors. Oh man. You know, look, I do like the voices. I do like doing them, so it gives more oomph, you know, and it really gets me into the characters, so I love it.
If someone asks you to stop, then you just need to stop. People need to realize that. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to hurt you. Nah, sorry, it wasn't you.
Natsuki shakes her head while pulling a second chair over her desk.
I was talking about something else. I didn't mean to get angry all of a sudden.
Natsuki averts her gaze and mumbles.
You're like a nice person, so I wasn't talking about you. I still learned a valuable lesson.
Sayuri speaks softly as well, feeling shy after receiving the unexpected compliment. Oh, hello, Galaxy. How you doing, Galaxy? Good to see you.
Well, anyway, here's the book, so just start it whenever you feel like it. What's it about? Well, it's like a comedy, and there's romance too, obviously.
Sayuri looks at the title. It's called Love is Another Word for Luck.
It's about a girl who keeps accidentally running into the same guys, and then you find out like,
Oh wow, I think she just gave her like a shoujo kind of manga. The ones where there's like one girl and there's like a million dudes.
well, you should just read it. But you have to tell me what you think. I can already guess who you're gonna ship yourself with. It would be so funny if I'm right.
That word there, ship, you know, like, it took me a while, like, it really did took me a long time to understand what that means itself. You know, when you say, I ship this person with this, like, when I first heard that phrase, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, but I get it now. It took me a long time, but I got it.
Ship? I don't get it.
Oh, Sayuri, you were the same as me. I was in the same fucking ship, the same fucking boat.
Never mind. Let's not worry about that yet. Just make sure you tell me what you think. Oh, okay. I'll start then. Hey, maybe we can do poetry too. Oh, yeah, I guess. But don't you want to finish this first? Yeah, but we can do both. I mean, unless you don't like poetry, then I won't make you or anything. No, it's just... well, never mind. We can worry about it tomorrow.
Aww. After the club meeting ends and Natsuki and Yuri leave, Monika strikes up a conversation with Sayuri. Oh god, what voice did we give Monika? I completely forgot. Ship means relationship. Yes, I know. It took me so long to understand that. Nobody really clarified it to me, but I guess through context meaning I kind of got it in the end, but yeah. Alright, here we go. Monika, what was the voice again?
I see you got Natsuki to share some of her manga with you. I really want to become better friends with her. She's so enthusiastic and expressive. I could just listen to her talk. She's so cute. I'm not sure if she meant I can't say that to her, or if I can just say it at all. Say what? Nothing. I am a woman of respect. But Natsuki is a woman of cute. Oh, I said it. What's so bad about that? I don't know. But, you know, there's one thing I'm kind of worried about. Sometimes I'm afraid that Natsuki actually doesn't like me very much. That's ridiculous. How come you feel that way? Well, I mean, just little signs, like how she only says hi to me after I say hi to her first.
Oh, yeah. No, I get that as well. There's, like, I wouldn't say that's something that's bad. Like, some people just don't say hi first, you know? And that's just the thing. That's fine. That is fine. Do you ship anyone in a game? In this game? I don't know. I guess the main protagonist and Monika, I guess? But we all know how that turns out in the original Doki Doki Literature Club, right? Oh, boy.
And it feels like she only gets excited to talk to me when it's about manga and other stuff she likes. She just seems dismissive a lot. She was like that when I brought up poetry. Yeah, but that doesn't mean she doesn't like you. She's probably just shy, you know? Maybe. My stupid head is just making me worry for no reason. It likes to do that. It's okay. Try not to worry so much. Everything will be great. But you can always talk to me about any concerns that you have. I'm here to help. You're the best.
Sayuri gives Monika a quick hug.
Well, I'm going to keep trying because I love her and I want to get closer to her. You got this.
I think I gave Monika the wrong voice. I remember, like, her... well, I can't do a voice anyway, so it's fine. After the next club meeting starts, Sayuri is the last one in, as usual. In any game? Well, recently we played Final Fantasy 15, so... Noctis and Ludifreya, I guess? That's who I ship, absolutely. Oh my god. Or Prompto and Cindy? Hell yes. Trotting into the room, she sees Natsuki sitting alone by the closet, reading what must be manga. Without hesitation, Sayuri pulls up a chair and plops herself down right next to Natsuki. Skelly says, is that the game a voice changer, or are you actually making your voice sound like that? Is that game no, the game can't do voice changes. It's just me, mate.
Hello there. Hi. What you reading? Can I read it with you?
Natsuki pulls the book away from Sayuri.
You can't just start in the middle. There are spoilers. Besides, what about the one I gave you yesterday?
That's right, guys. Spoilers are the fucking worst. Hate spoilers.
Sorry, I was just curious. Well, anyway, I've been waiting forever for this volume to come out, and it's just came out yesterday, so... that's exciting. Well, I'll let you read it then.
Oh my god, let me get some water. Oh. So good. Galaxy says, I think it said you were using a voice changer. Oh! my voice is a bit raspy, but no, that's just me, mate. It's just me. How are you making your voice sound like that? I don't know. I mean, how do people talk? How do people, have deep voices or light voices? This is my voice.
Can I sit next to you, though? Sure.
Sayuri plops herself down next to Natsuki. Man, this voice fucking kills me. Then pulls out... I'm just going to speak normally with this one. Then pulls out a blank sheet of paper. Well, I try my best, though, but... Natsuki reads in silence, save for the periodic flutter of a page being released from beneath her thumb. From Sayuri's side, only the light tapping noises of the pen meeting the paper can be heard. Time passes. Sayuri's paper is filled with scribbles, and the margins are lined with stick figures. Wait a second. Sayuri's paper is filled with scribbles. Why, is she trying to do a poem? Natsuki lets out a deep sigh and closes her book.
Did you finish? No, but it's a good stopping point. My head is swimming. I need a break.
Natsuki stretches her arms.
Aren't you bored? No, I was writing. Oh, I saw all the stick figures and thought you were just bored. I just draw those when I'm thinking or waiting for inspiration. I make friends with them all. This one is sad because she thinks the night sky is pretty, but she can't look up at the stars in public without everyone thinking she's a weirdo.
So, Sayuri was just doing doodles? Is that it?
And this one has problems with his back, but the doctors can't figure out what's wrong with him.
Oh, yep. Now that sounds just like me. That sounds just like me.
What the heck? You're the weirdo. Wanna read the poem I'm working on? Sure, I guess.
Sayuri slides the paper over to Natsuki. As Natsuki reads the poem, she furrows her eyebrows. She slides the paper back over to Sayuri.
Don't you ever feel weird just sharing all of your thoughts and feelings like that? I mean, your poems are like really emotional. Is that bad? Well, no, it was just an observation.
Oh, that's Sayuri.
I think people can get close to each other if they find ways of expressing their feelings. Well...
Natsuki begins to protest, but she can't find a good way of putting her thoughts into words.
Doesn't that depend more on the kinds of friends you have? I don't know. To each their own, but I've never met anyone I'd feel comfortable sharing my poems with. Not that it's you, it's just how I am, so... You write poems? You never told me that. I just thought you wrote other stuff. Yeah, that too, but... You should... I mean, would you ever want to share? Like I said, I don't do that. But... Can we talk about something else? I'm sorry. It's not your fault. It just makes me uncomfortable. I can't help it. Still, I'm sorry. It's fine. Well, let's move on to something that makes us both happy. I should continue the book you gave me since I didn't get very far yet. Sure.
Over the next few days, Sayuri begins each club meeting by approaching Natsuki with unwavering enthusiasm.
It's Natsuki! Natsuki!
Oh my god.
Hi, Natsuki!
Oh god. I think she's getting a bit uncomfortable. Oh, poor thing. Like, I'm gonna guess, like, Natsuki thinks Sayuri is forcing this, maybe? I think that's why. Oh, wow. At the end of one club meeting, Monica, who has become rather invested in Sayuri's friendship mission, starts an innocuous conversation with Natsuki while she packs up.
It's cool that you've been finding time to spend with Sayuri. She was pretty excited for the chance to read manga with you. Yeah. I'm sure you've been enjoying the chance to share it too, right? Yeah, mostly.
Natsuki glances over her shoulder, but doesn't reply further. Galaxy says, give the narrator a regular voice. It is the best for your voice. That's true. I was giving that voice. That voice was the protagonist I gave in the original Doki Doki Literature Club. But yeah, I think you are absolutely right. I'm coughing so much if I don't do that. Natsuki glances over her shoulder, but doesn't reply further.
What's on your mind? Nothing. I don't talk about people behind their backs. Oh.
Natsuki falls silent, but she fidgets instead of getting back to what she was doing, as though she wants to say more.
It's okay to share your feelings. That's different from talking about someone behind their back. I guess. I just hate when people talk about me behind my back, so I'm better than to do it to others.
Wait, what? So I'm better than to do it to others. I've never heard that expression before. Huh. Monica shares a bright smile.
You're really considerate. Thanks, I guess, but it doesn't feel like it. You can trust me.
Natsuki stands in silence for a moment, still fidgeting.
I just feel smothered sometimes. I'm not used to someone being like all over me right after we meet. I mean, it's fun to hang out with her, but I just have no control over the pace. I can't just meet someone and instantly become best friends with them and like share everything about myself. That's not how it works. I just want to chill out sometimes. Oh, I didn't realize that was happening. It's fine. What would you have? I know, I just feel bad about it. I know Sayuri, so I should have realized.
Monica, Monica, man, I keep reverting to that voice because it's so, like, ingrained in me in Doki Doki every time I read this. Monica navigates through her tinge of guilt, which was surfaced mainly due to her being the one who previously encouraged Sayuri's behavior. I mean, I think Sayuri's behavior is pretty good though, like honestly, she's so friendly. I like that kind of people. Despite not knowing the situation, Monica can't help but feel a little responsible.
Do you want me to talk to her about it? No, I wouldn't like that. Well, I don't know, I could divert her into another club activity for you, or something. No way! That would be so underhanded and mean. Sorry, I didn't think that one through. Besides, just because I complained about it doesn't mean I'm asking for someone to solve my problems for me. True. I'm sorry. I guess I just instinctively want to try to solve problems even if I haven't been invited to. It's fine. I would talk to Sayuri about it, but it would make things really weird between us. I feel like it would make her just constantly be afraid that she's bothering me.
I think so as well, yeah, I get where she's coming from.
I don't know how to just keep things natural. Well, I think if you do a good job expressing all your feelings, she would totally understand. Sayuri really wants to be the best she can be for other people. I think she would actually be happy that you want to improve your friendship with her. Maybe. It just feels so dumb talking to someone about how to be friends with them. It's just weird and not cool.
Monica shrugs.
It's the literature club.
Then she mumbles through a stifled laugh.
It's not the cool club. Hey! Sorry, that just tickled me for some reason. Look, I know that you're kind of in a tough spot, and that it's hard for you to really express yourself, but you've really demonstrated to me that you're great at self-reflection and critical thinking, even if it doesn't feel like it to you. I think that's the most important part of being able to navigate through these things. So, I believe that you'll find the right thing to do. Well...
Natsuki instinctively starts to reject the compliment, but she can't find any excuse to do so. Oh, yeah, I mean, like, there are some people like that can't take a compliment, and that's fine as well, you know? That's totally fine. In these side stories, the main character's not there. That is true. That's true. Main character's not here.
Thanks.
Natsuki gathers her things, then she finishes her thought in a mumble.
And I'm still glad I joined the club, even if it's weird sometimes.
Monika smiles, but Natsuki turns her back and walks away before waiting for a reply. It was an unusual way for Natsuki to express her appreciation, but Monika knew what she meant. It made Monika feel like everything really was going to be okay. Ah, well, she'll work it out, right? Alright, sweet. Then we're on to part 2, balance. Wow, that was pretty short. It wasn't that short. It was half an hour-ish, give or take. Balance part 2. So how are they going to resolve this now, huh? How are they going to resolve this? But it's not that big of a deal, I reckon. Like, even though Sayuri's being, like, not pushy, but, I guess, overly enthusiastic, where it almost comes off as fake, maybe. And Natsuki's not really into that kind of thing, but she knows Sayuri means well, so I'm sure if they talk about it, it's going to be A-okay. Skelly says, completely random questions, but have you seen Psyche K? Yes, I have. It's a great anime. Begin the side story? Yes. Let's go. It's lunchtime. Sayuri, who usually buys her lunch, is making her way to the cafeteria like any other day. The clamour and bustle of the students is drowned by Sayuri's impeccable skill of zoning out. However, her imagination is momentarily interrupted by the glimpse of a familiar pink-haired girl.
Hey, that's Natsuki. I never run into the other club members around the school. Natsuki!
Sayuri stands on her tiptoes and waves. Is there like other people around here? Is this supposed to be the cafeteria? Is this the cafeteria? Natsuki, who's busy walking and chatting with her friends, doesn't notice Sayuri at first. There are other people here, got it. Then she glances over in Sayuri's direction. Sayuri waves enthusiastically.
Eh.
Following her friends, Natsuki quickly ducks around the corner. Aww, man. Is she like embarrassed to see Sayuri? Aww. That's hurtful, actually. That is very hurtful.
Hey. She definitely saw me.
Aww. Poor thing. Monika is the first to arrive to the club meeting. Then, Natsuki. Sayuri, having glanced through the window to see Natsuki already inside, is unable to work up enough courage to enter. Aww.
Natsuki's been so distant with me. I was stupid to think she ever wanted to be friends. She only got excited because she got to share her manga. But aside from that, she doesn't even like me. I should just go home today.
Oh man, Yuri! Oh, Yuri. What voice did we give to Yuri? God, I forgot. Fuck it, but it doesn't matter.
Sorry, but do you plan on going inside? No. Why? I'm soaking. Oh.
Oh my god. Oh, this is too cute.
Well, I'm sorry for bothering you. Excuse me. Don't leave me. I'll stay here then. I don't want to go in. I'm afraid of bothering Natsuki. I saw her at lunch today, so I waved and called out to her, but instead of saying hi, she just ran away from me. Really? Not bad. Hey. Sorry, I'm sorry, that was a joke. It just sounded like something stupid that I would do from anxiety. From anxiety? Well, I just don't like attention being drawn to myself. Oh, well, that makes sense based on the person you are. But Natsuki isn't shy like that at all. I thought we were friends, but it feels like every day she's just trying to distance herself more instead of get closer. It makes me feel like she was only spending time with me during the club because I was reading manga, but she doesn't actually want to be friends with me. Well, I feel like I'm missing a lot of context here. Was she in the middle of anything when you approached her? No, she was just walking with her friends. With her friends.
Yuri pauses for a moment. Galaxy says, we realize that if we never join the club, none of the horrible things will happen to the girls. From what I saw as well, this is like a different simulation. So in Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, there's like a main menu, like a hub. Like all these girls, they're all programs and stuff, right? So all the girls like had all the horrible stuff done to them was in another simulation. So these are completely different programs, I want to say. Different characters, I want to say, in like a different area. Think of it as like a different universe, probably. Yeah, but yeah, it's hard to explain, but it says so in the game file. I can show you guys that later as well. Yuri pauses for a moment.
How do I put this? Sayuri, you're very fond of your friends, right? You always want to be spending time with them? Of course! I don't think there's anything more important to me. I mean, the best parts of my day are always with my friends. Besides that, I really hate being alone, so... You hate being alone?
Sayuri nods.
We're very different people. I cherish my time alone. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I think... Well, if I was trying to have alone time and it was being threatened with an interruption, then... It just would not make me very happy. Yeah, but that doesn't have to do with Natsuki.
But that doesn't have to do with Natsuki. Do they mean that doesn't have anything to do with Natsuki? Okay.
She was already with her friends, not trying to be alone or anything. No, I think it's similar. Well, we're all friends in the club, but we have our own lives outside of the club as well. If you think about it, making new friends isn't some casual occurrence that happens on a daily basis. A friendship is an invitation to intertwine your lives together, but the capacity at which each person is ready to do that might be different. There are friends who just like to have fun together, and others who talk every day and share every detail of their lives with each other. I think when establishing a friendship, it's important to consider the comfort level of the other person. I mean, we don't really know much about Natsuki's life outside of the club. It could be that she simply needs to make friends at her own pace, rather than just jump headfirst into a new commitment. But that means I really was bothering her? I just really wanted to be good friends with her, so I treated her like one. Was I actually hurting her? I don't know. I'm sorry. My insight was really only based on what I understand about my own needs.
Oh, true that. I mean, it's hard. So, like, that's the whole thing, you know, if you're an introvert or if you're an extrovert. And I guess with Sayuri, she's an extrovert, but she's, like, having a hard time dealing, while Yuri might be more... Yeah, Yuri's definitely an introvert. Natsuki, I'm not too sure about Natsuki actually. She could be both. She could be both.
And Natsuki and I are completely different. So why was I so selfish? Even if all that is true, then it still means I hurt her. I think I messed up. Yuri, with you, I think I was really careful to understand your needs when I was becoming friends with you, but I wasn't careful at all with Natsuki because she already seemed really social.
Yeah, that's right. She did seem like a extrovert, didn't she?
I just took control of everything instead of looking for the right balance. Now I hurt her, and she doesn't want to talk to me. How could I let myself do this? Sayuri, I think that, well, there was one time you told me something about the way I saw things in my head being different from reality. It's easy to automatically jump to the worst case scenario, but I think it's more likely that Natsuki doesn't harbor any ill feelings towards you. So, I think if we were to realistically consider the situation and how it would cause someone to feel, I'm bad at this, I'm sorry. You're a lot better than me at things like comforting and reassuring people.
Suddenly, Sayuri gives Yuri a gentle hug.
You're the best, Yuri. I'm sorry for burdening you with this. You're trying so hard for me. You're such a sweetheart. It's not a burden. I enjoy listening to others, and my friends deserve happiness.
Sayuri beams!
Well, I think I'm gonna give Natsuki some space. She should do what she wants, and if she still wants to be friends, then I'll learn her needs and I'll match her boundaries. Yeah, I'm sure that's what's best. I wish I didn't feel so awful and guilty. It makes me feel desperate, like I need to make it up to her by trying to make her happy. But that's not what she needs. I just have to tell myself that. It hurts, but I guess it means I still need to grow. I really want to grow as a person.
Aww, that's really sweet.
If it's to be better for my friends, I want that. That's very mature of you, Sayuri. I'm mature.
Oh my god. Sayuri. Who's your favorite character? Right now, I don't know. Sayuri's pretty dang good, but Monika's still my number one. Can't beat Monika. Galaxy says there's a VM1, which is DDLC, and a VM2, where there is a camp that makes people to open the third eye. A VM... What's a VM? What is VMs? VM. Sayuri hops up and down on her toes.
So, does that mean you'll be going home after all?
Sayuri shakes her head.
I need to be here to show her that I respect her space. I'll just spend the club by myself today.
Yuri nods in understanding.
You can go in first. Okay. You're locking the door. Oh!
Sayuri steps aside.
By the way,
Before Yuri enters the club room, Sayuri interjects.
you said that you and Natsuki are completely different, but I don't really think that's true. I think you're actually really similar in a lot of ways.
Yuri smiles and shakes her head.
Sayuri, that's absurd. You're very silly sometimes.
I mean, they obviously do have, like, I guess, similarities, but for the most part, I reckon they're complete opposites, right? Galaxy says Virtual Machine 1 and Virtual Machine 2. Virtual Machine? What's a virtual machine? Is that like a computer? Yuri turns and enters the club room. After a moment, Sayuri follows. Oh? Looks like Sayuri's going to be spending the day by herself today, or maybe with Monika or something. The club room is quiet. When Sayuri walks in, Natsuki glances at her direction. Sayuri smiles and gives Natsuki a quick wave before sitting down across the room. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Sayuri decides it's best to continue the manga she was reading, so she pulls it out. However, it looks like Natsuki isn't reading today. She has a sheet of paper in front of her and is tapping a pen against her desk, staring at it. Oh, wait, is Natsuki trying to write a poem this time? Oh, that's really nice. So maybe she's delving her hands into something different other than manga. Which is, I guess what they're supposed to be doing, right? Like, going into each other's kind of things.
Oh, are we writing today?
Monika speaks in a quiet voice. Unwilling to disturb the peace of the club room, she kneels down at Natsuki's desk.
Hey!
Natsuki pulls the sheet closer to her and covers it with her arms. It's an embarrassing poem, isn't it? It is in the game theory. A virtual machine is a game theory? Oh, okay. I'd never heard of that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to peek. Whatever. I just wanted to see how everything was going. It's fine.
Natsuki replies dismissively. She glances over at Sayuri, who is focused on her manga. Monika follows Natsuki's gaze.
I think she's mad at me. How come? I'm busy right now. Ask me later.
Monika falls silent. Natsuki looks down at her paper. She inches a hand away from the top margin, allowing Monika to see. It says, to Sayuri. Oh, wait, is she writing a poem for Sayuri, or maybe like a letter to say sorry? Because she ignored her during lunch or something, I think? Understanding, Monika smiles. She places a hand on Natsuki's shoulder and whispers softly.
I'm proud of you.
Aww. Natsuki looks away, but makes no motion to remove Monika's hand. Monika gives Natsuki's shoulder a quick squeeze before standing back up and pulling away. Aww. This is really sweet. This is so sweet. The end of the club meeting passes. Yuri has already departed. So has Monika, after checking on Sayuri and Natsuki to ensure they wouldn't stay too late. Sayuri was determined to finish her manga volume before heading out, since the end was approaching. Oh, Sayuri already finished the manga? Wow, that's really fast of her. Galaxy says, no, Game Theory is a channel that does theory. This channel explains the lore of Doki Doki literature in a video. Oh, okay, it's a YouTube channel. So what's a virtual machine then? However, with Natsuki also staying late for an unknown reason, a silent tension hangs in the air. After finishing the volume, Sayuri brings it to the closet to pull it away. She slides it back onto the shelf while Natsuki watches. Then, Natsuki gets up and pulls it back out in order to return it to its proper location. Oh my god, Sayuri didn't put it in the right place.
Sorry. I didn't know where it's supposed to go. It's fine.
The two fall silent again, avoiding eye contact. They both look like they're about to say something, but neither can break the silence. A moment passes.
Well, I'll be on my way. See you tomorrow.
Sayuri turns away to hide her pained expression, then walks away from the closet. If there was any proof Natsuki no longer wanted to be friends, this was it. Defeated, Sayuri carries herself out of the club room. Oh no! Poor thing. Oh, Sayuri! Once in the hallway, Sayuri takes a deep breath and hits her palms against her cheeks to clear her head a little. Suddenly, Natsuki's stammering voice calls from behind.
Natsuki?
Startled, Sayuri turns back around to face Natsuki. Aww. Oh, that's sweet. I love these little CGs, I really do. It's a virtual world that we control. Yeah, just like this desktop in Doki Doki Plus. Gotcha. Natsuki fidgets and anxiously continues with a shaking voice.
I have a lot of things to say. Me too. But you go first.
Natsuki bites her lip and can't stay still.
Well, first of all...
She cuts herself short, struggling to continue. Trying to force the words out, she stamps her foot and hops up and down a little. Aww, she's doing a little jig.
I'm sorry for the thing I did at lunch, and I'm sorry for just being kind of mean lately. It's really hard for me to I'm not good with things that make me uncomfortable, especially when it comes to like feelings and stuff. So...
Face burning, Natsuki clams up again. instead of continuing, she simply holds up a sheet of papers for Sayuri to take. Since she can't actually say it, she actually got like an apology letter, I think, maybe? Oh, it's a poem! She actually did make a poem. The best place in the world. I love my bedroom. It's full of bright colors and soft things. The sunlight shines in and makes everything sparkle. It's the best place in the world. It has all my treasures, all my books, my collections, my memories. All of my dreams were born in this room. It's the best place in the world. It has all my secrets, all my failures, my fears, my feelings. Sometimes it feels so fragile that the door will break at the slightest touch. But it's still the best place in the world. But when someone knocks, I get scared. I brace my arms against those loose hinges. Please don't break. Don't come in. I'm not ready. It's my best place in the world. The knocking won't stop. I block the door with furniture. An eye peeks through the keyhole and I panic. I'm trapped in the best place in the world. I'm not ready to share my favorite place. I need to clean my secrets and make my bed to hide my nightmares. I need to touch them, to put them away, to see them again. I have so much to do and I'm scared. I'm not ready. But it's still my favorite place. I still want to share it. However long it takes, if you wait patiently, I'll eventually open the door and I'll show you the best place in the world. Wow. I like this poem. It's very, it's a big fucking metaphor is what this is. So the best place in the world is her own mindscape. Like her bedroom, right? She's saying her bedroom, well, her mind or her own personal space. So full of bright colors, soft things, everything that she likes, blah, blah, blah. Yep, it's all her shit. It has all her secrets, all her failures, fears, and feelings. So her secrets, like maybe not having friends and stuff like that, right? The friends that she supposedly was with at the cafeteria are probably, from what we learned in the original story, those weren't real friends, I guess. They're not real friends. They're kind of like mocking her-ish. And when someone knocks, this means Sayuri is trying to come in, you know, break down her walls, but she's not ready yet. So she's saying, I'm not ready yet, you know, let me hide all of my secrets, let me get my shit together first, and then I'll share myself to you. It's so good. And the knocking won't stop, meaning that Sayuri was pretty persistent in it. I love breaking down literature. It's so good. Oh man, it's so nice. At least, look, that's just my interpretation of it. Like usually from like high school and stuff, whenever they're like, try to guess what the writer's feelings were in this, and you could have it completely wrong. You know, like only the writer would know. But that's just my interpretation of it, and I think it's really nice. Continue.
It's a poem. But I thought... Well, I sucked it up so that I could work things out with you. So, just be happy about it. Please.
Sayuri smiles deeply from the bottom of her heart. That's a nice smile. Aww.
I'm happier than I could express. I feel so awful, but I'm so happy that you would do this for me. I actually realized before the club meeting today that I made a mistake. I got so caught up in the chance to get closer to you that I forgot to think about what you wanted. And that we probably have different ways we like to make friends. About like the friendship stuff. I mean, it's okay. I understand, so you don't have to force yourself to talk about it. Your poem did a good job, so don't force yourself if you're not ready yet, okay?
Natsuki nods.
You don't have to feel like you did anything wrong. It was my fault, and I'm sorry. I wasn't mad at you today or anything like that. Actually felt really guilty and wanted to give you space. I was thinking it's silly that I just approached you all the time and that I should just let you approach me when you want to. Just whatever makes you comfortable. I'll respect that from now on. Friendship should always start with those feelings, with the right balance.
Natsuki nods again.
One thing about that. Well, I don't want to have to approach you all the time either. I just want it to be balanced, like you said.
Sayuri nods.
I understand. We'll make sure of that together then.
Like, I get it as well. It can always be like a big hassle every now and then whenever you're kind of like, always have to say hi to every, like, you know, every friend, every co-worker, every person that you come across, you know, that you might know. Because if you ignore one, then you ignore everyone, and then, like, it's just, oh god, yeah. So, I get it. I completely get it. Galaxy says, Natsuki has an abusive father who is described not in Sayuri's poem. Yep. That was in the original as well, I think. The original Doki Doki story. At least it's implied to be that in one of the poems.
Well, anyway.
Now that the two of them have found common ground, Natsuki finds it easier to speak more freely again.
I'm not gonna be, like, sharing my poems all the time now or anything like that, but I guess it wouldn't hurt to do once in a while. Only the best ones, so you better like them, because otherwise I might change my mind. I like anything you do, Natsuki. I was just saying. More importantly, I have to tell you about my new boyfriend. Oh, from the manga. Wait, I need to guess who it is. You definitely won't be able to guess.
The two walk down the hallway together. Aww, she's already got a husband though.
Oh my god. We have so much to talk about. Darn, I should have told you to save the last 2 chapters so I could see your reaction to the big reveal. You wanted to enjoy it with me. That's so cute. Oh, shush.
Aww. Oh, that's nice. Oh, we got pictures. Pictures. What did we get? Looks like this is a new one. Finish the side story balance, too. Oh, man. Wow, they really upgraded the... God damn, Monica's thick. What? She's real thick. Oh, that is cute. Oh, my God. That is adorable. Finish the side story balance, too. Fuck yeah. I'm really happy with that one. Oh, and here's a new poem that we just got. A poem from Natsuki distributed at special events in the past. Acquire all of Natsuki's other poems. I named my pen The Expression Express. What? She named her pen The Expression Express? My feelings aboard with a ticket to you. No room for stammers. No lies. No extra stops. No compromise. Stations screaming by. Attendants saying hi. 1 ticket to you, please and thank you. Take a headphone and doze. No bumps in the rails, just thumps in my heart. And loops in my letters. And clouds in the sky. And dreams in your eyes. Hey, wake up. The train has arrived. Expression Express. Destination you. Choo-choo. This is really cute. Oh, this is really cute. It's really good as well. Oh my god. Wow, does Dan Salvato make all these poems himself? All of these poems himself? Because they're fucking good. They are really, really good. Whoa, so dang nice. I love it. Alright, well, looks like we got new mail. What is this? By Pauline Miner. Stay focused on our goals. Oh man, this is like another sub-story. So this mail is like from the people outside of the Doki Doki Literature universe. The people that kind of made Doki Doki Literature as a simulation. So it's kind of like a fourth wall kind of breaking thing, which I thought was pretty cool. Staying focused on our goals. As a reminder to help guide our data collection, any analysis performed should be focused on answering some of these main questions. How does granting elevated access to the VM affect a person's emotional state? How does granting elevated access to the VM affect a person's values and goals? How does someone effectively navigate and experiment with the ability to change the contents of their VM? How's elevated access being weaponized? What actions and values most contribute to the destruction of the universe? Whoa, what? That took a step forward. Most importantly, how might your observations apply to our own universe? Bonus, How can we present this to upper management as an operation that benefits the company? Unrelated note, whoever changed the color scheme of the desktop to pink, can you please change it back? It's unprofessional and runs the risk of drawing eyes. It is quite pink, but I like it. I do like it. It's real nice. Alright. Woo! Last two. Reflection. Looks like this one is about Yuri and Monica. Awesome. Let's do it. Begin. Fuck yeah. Oh gosh.
Am I bothering you? No. Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me scared to interrupt. Well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted when I read here. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like it. That makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit more prodding. It's not so bad to be social if I let others do the work, so it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. It's most difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or everyone is being too silly for me to keep up with.
Yuri glances across the room at Sayuri and Natsuki. Sayuri has her head cocked back and her mouth open. What? Trying to catch pieces of a cookie that Natsuki's lobbing into the air, but the pieces keep bouncing off her face and hitting the floor. It's like what I do with Cheetos or M&Ms, you know, when you flick it into your mouth and shit.
Maybe I should say something. No need. They just ran out of cookie. What a waste. They really become good friends, haven't they? I'm happy.
Oh, sorry, they've really become good friends. Got it.
Sayuri seems particularly good at making that happen. But the two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had many chances to talk one-on-one, have we? Though that may be partially my fault, since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. Not at all. I've probably formed a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. The responsibility is equally on me, at least to display some openness to engage. Well, what about during times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends? I just read. Oh. But I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off again after a morning of classes. Do you always read fantasy? Oh, not always. I suppose it's all I've read recently, but only because I'm in the middle of this series. There are still 2 more books after this one. I guess those long books suit you well since you spend so much time reading. Well, fantasy may be my favorite, but after that, I'm more or less indiscriminate to genres. I'll read anything with depth and maturity. Oh yeah? Even like romance? Well, there are a lot of books that have elements of romance in them. Oh, come on, Yuri. You know what I mean.
Monica lowers her voice.
It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone if you do too. Maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely and people were mean to me a lot. So it kind of felt like... please don't make me think about the past. Sorry, I just got super curious. You know, we should totally pick out a romance novel to read. That would be so much fun. Absolutely not. Really? Even if it was just between us? Try asking someone who has no shame, like Natsuki.
Oh my god, that dirt.
Ouch. Sorry, I swear I didn't mean that. Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. I like that with things in my past.
Sorry, wait.
I'm like that for things in my past too, you know?
Wait, what? I'm like that for things in my past too, you know?
Things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience.
I didn't get that line.
There's nothing wrong with growing out of things, it happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki's interest in manga reminds me quite a bit of how intense I used to be about my own interests. It makes me think that she'll likely grow out of it too. Hey, Were you talking about me? No, we were just... Oh, we were just talking about how interests have changed over the years. When did you get into manga, Natsuki? Like a couple of years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before, but I wasn't really going hard until then. Oh yeah? What was it that inspired you to get more into it? I dunno. I guess... let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. Yeah, I was just really fed up with a lot of things, and I got super into this one series that I really related to. I guess I had an edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be myself. Hey, that's kind of like Yuri. Monica! Sorry. That's completely wrong. So, it's cool. It's still cool that you both really found your thing. They're almost like opposites, but it sounds like they helped you a lot through hard times. Yeah, you know it. Wow, what the heck? Is that book even bigger than the last one you were reading? It's technically slightly longer, but not by very much. How high do you think it would go if you stacked up the whole series?
Natsuki estimates by holding her hand high above her head, sizing up an imaginary stack.
I should get one of those mangas that's like 50 volumes long so that I can say I've read more than you. Not that I have the money for it.
Oh man, yeah, that's true. I mean, those omnibus mangas are very expensive. They can really go up. They can go up to like $50, I guess, maybe even more. Probably even more, honestly. I mean, how many mangas are comprised in that? If it's 3 mangas and each is what, maybe $20 or something, that could go up to $60. At least in Aussie.
Please, that would hardly count when your books only have few words per page.
Oh, sorry.
I know, I was just joking. I could never actually read books like yours. It's too boring for me.
Yuri shoots a glare at Natsuki. Aww, well, that's awkward. Galaxy says, what was your favorite thing to read in middle school? You mean manga or just anything? If it was in middle school, I don't know. There was I guess magazines. I got really into this one magazine. Yeah, I think it was called K-Zone.
It's not boring. Chill. I said for me, not for you. And I can have my own opinion. I just think it's too convoluted. Sayuri, are those from the floor? Gross. Also, wash your hands before touching any of my books. But my hands aren't dirty. Just do it. The oils are there, even if you can't see them. Fine.
Sayuri trots out the door, and Natsuki follows.
Yuri, you look a little upset. What kind of nerve does she have to call my hobby boring? Well, she did correct herself. Hardly. She was so condescending. I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I already understand that it's not for everyone. But she knows well how much of these mean to me. So how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things you hate about it? I'm sorry, Yuri. You may be right. This won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. Especially in a literature club, so I should figure out how to mediate discussions to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books, and also your ability to get through them so quickly. Thank you. Okay, well, this is something that I have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you. Common ground isn't necessary, I just wish to be respected. That then? Either way, I'll do my best. I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monica, but I'm skeptical.
Aww. I guess Monica wants them to get along, right?
Okay, everyone. We have a special club meeting today. As you know, the Literature Club is a place where you get to share things that we're really passionate about, but that also means we should be mindful of how we respond to each other's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn our differences into positive energy for each other.
Aren't you being a little dramatic about this?
This is important to me. Well, sorry, I just feel like I'm being accused of something. No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm sorry if I came off that way. But our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language, and I thought it would be a good topic for the literature club, don't you think? I'm sure we're going to have differences in opinion a lot, so I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club.
If you say so.
Sure. The cool thing about language is that it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. We have a lot of control over how we want the other person to feel when receiving our thought. This goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversation, basically anything. For example, Sayuri, what's your favorite food?
I have them organized by category. Should I start with snacks or do you mean full meals? Should I include breakfast?
Oh geez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit?
That's easy, cherries.
Really? I always thought cherries tasted nasty.
What? Cherries are delicious.
Whoa, that's a pretty strong reaction.
Well, I just don't understand how somebody could think cherries are nasty.
How does that make you feel?
I don't know. Sad?
Defensive, maybe?
Yeah, I got defensive.
See? The reason you had such a strong reaction wasn't just because I don't like cherries, it's because you felt like your opinion was under attack. But that's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. But when I say something like, I think cherries taste nasty, I'm using objective language.
Wow, this is really, deep now. Ames, hello Ames, how you doing? Ames says, are you using a voice changer or are you just comfortably good at girl voices? I wouldn't say I'm comfortably good, it's uncomfortably okay at doing voices, I want to say. I can't do deep voices though, that's one thing I can't do. Although, I could always give it a try. But man, Monica is onto something. Holy shit, Monica is definitely onto something. Oh boy. I like the way that she really thoroughly goes through this, because a lot of people have this problem as well, you know, where they think their opinions are under attack most of the time. And it's the language that you use too. It's something we should really teach in schools, honestly. Yeah. Why don't they teach this in school? Huh. Seems like a life lesson to me.
I'm challenging Sayu's reality that cherries are delicious with my own, which is that cherries are nasty.
Wait, hold on. How's that objective when you just said it was only your opinion?
It has to do with the way our brains interpret the words. You're talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them. Like, Sayuri, let's rewind for a second and pretend I didn't tell you that I think cherries are nasty.
Good.
So what if instead of that I said I've tried cherries and they're not for me. It's not the kind of flavor I enjoy.
Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty. Nasty is a nasty word.
Okay, so cherries was kind of a weird example, but I think it gets the point across.
I think cherries was a really good example, Monica. I think cherries was really, really good. You love that deep voice, really? Oh my god, well, I'll try my best to do a deep voice whenever it calls for it. But not this game, unless I give Monica a really deep voice. This time around, instead of talking about cherries, I just talked about my feelings, and Sayuri didn't get defensive. Nah, that's so weird for Monica.
This time around, instead of talking about cherries, I just talked about my feelings and Sayuri didn't get defensive. So instead of clashing with each other, it's like we received an invitation to talk about our differences. Yuri, you don't need to take notes. I'm not going to quiz you or something.
I know that. I was just...
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far?
Yeah, I just feel like I shouldn't have to put all my language through a filter just to protect someone's feelings.
Well, You don't have to. The choice is yours on how you want to come across to other people. I'm only suggesting it as a tool to help you turn your differences into a positive experience rather than an argument. Right, Sayuri?
Whatever you say, cherry hater.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna eat some cherries after this as well. Oh man, I really want some cherries. Woo! Aim says, the reason this isn't taught in schools because we aren't allowed to talk about feelings. Really? Oh my god, that's really bad, honestly. Ugh. Like, if that's true, then the school should really change something about it. Like, schools are there to prep us for the real world, right? And this is as real as it gets. This is real. It's fucking real. It is weird for Monica, but deep voices are my favorite. Well, this is my normal voice. I don't have a deep voice or anything. If anything, I think my voice is a little more on the high side, but ooh, I don't know.
Oh, come on. Sayuri, I actually like cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate.
What the heck? I'm being duped.
I'm sorry, Sayuri. I'll make it up to you later. How about a cherry sundae?
Oh my god, yes! A cherry sundae? Fuck yeah! Oh, that would be so goddamn good.
You are welcome to dupe me anytime, my beloved president. Buying your people's loyalty? How deplorable.
Oh, like you would turn down a free sundae, Yuri? You were certainly a fan of those cupcakes I brought in the other week.
That was, I was reading and not keeping track of them.
Oh, that's enough. We're getting off topic. So, now that we have the gist of it, how about we try it with something more relevant to the club? Like manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion about our differences in opinion. Yuri, do you want to start?
Well, I'd rather not, no.
Aw, how come?
Well, because I don't see how anything productive can come from that. It's just going to start a fight.
No, it'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate. Let's just have a calm and rational discussion. Yeah, give me a little more credit. I'm not a child. You don't have to coddle my feelings. I always think it's more respectable to just speak your mind.
Respectable?
Yuri's expression changes at the word. Oh man. Like, I guess like these two are kind of at odds because they're so different, Yuri and Natsuki. Whereas Yuri's not big for manga, but I guess she's more about like fantasy or high gothic kind of novels. That's like, you know, like Game of Thrones kind of shit, you know, like real thick kind of ones. Whereas Natsuki's more about manga, light-hearted kind of stuff. So yeah, cool. It's a really good contrast, is what I'm trying to say. As Monica recalls, being respected was the crux of the matter for Yuri.
Well, the point of the exercise isn't exactly like...
It's fine. I have nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just prefer more depth and nuance in my reading material. I look for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level.
Oh, well, that's just a misunderstanding then. I thought you were gonna say that manga's for children or something.
I'm gonna guess, like, because her other quote-unquote friends were saying that manga's for kids, you know? So that's why she's a little bit more defensive about it. But those aren't Natsuki's real friends, right? So, yeah. So she's already experienced that.
Like, I don't hear enough of that.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
But there's plenty of deep manga.
I'm not clueless about manga. I've read my own fair share when I was younger.
What? Are you serious? How come you never told me?
Because I'm past that point in my life, and I really prefer not to revisit it. I prefer more mature things now.
Excuse me?
Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? Let's try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply that manga is immature, then aren't you implying that someone is immature for being into it?
That's true.
Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you.
Aww, Natsuki. Galaxy says fight's gonna start. Team Natsuki or Team Yuri. I'm Team Monica, man. Team Monica all the way. Monica's got this. I have faith in her. She's got this. Monica can solve this. Oh, because it's an exercise basically. It's an exercise to control yourself.
Natsuki? Nobody's immature. I've read Natsuki's manga and Yuri's fantasy, and I love them both in their own way.
Oh, good on you, Sayuri. Good on ya.
Okay. It's great that you like it, but I still find it boring.
Boring isn't subjective.
Okay, it bores me. That's subjective.
But, I mean, the thing about... This is ridiculous. Do you see why I didn't want to participate in this? I knew it was just going to make people upset.
I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think. But I always got the impression that you secretly looked down upon me, so I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed.
That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for the things that I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business.
What? Have you looked in a mirror? Tell me again about respect after calling all of my interests immature.
You can't. Please, stop. Please? You don't mean the things you're saying right now. Let's just be friends. I didn't mean for this to happen. Well, it did. So, please don't invite yourself to try to solve other people's problems next time, okay?
Yuri's piercing words send the clubroom into a choked silence as she gathers her things. Wow, people are fucking wound up tight. God damn, what got your knickers into a knot, eh? Whoa. Woof. I love Sayuri. Yeah, me too. Sayuri is so fucking cool. God damn, Sayuri's so cool. But, man, these two, Yuri and Natsuki, they've got to get their shit together. But, look, I guess they're only teenage girls or something, maybe. So I guess your feelings can... Adolescence and all that kind of shit, I guess. She leaves. Who, Yuri leaves? Oh, yeah.
Holy crap. I never heard her sound like that before. She must be so pissed.
Well, you weren't very nice either, so...
I was just saying...
How did this happen? It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have tried to moderate a conflict when I know how bad I am at dealing with conflicts. It was a really stupid thing for me to do. It's nobody's fault, and it wasn't stupid. Everyone in the club is a nice person. Nobody would have expected this. But I guess we're sensitive about the things we really love.
Honestly, she kind of brought it upon herself. Like I said, I don't care if you're not into manga, but if you actually look down on other people for it...
That's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. It's not about sugarcoating things. It's about just recognizing and understanding our differences.
Okay, but here's the thing about that. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. So I see what you were trying to do, but I really think the problem here is her, not just the way we talk to each other, right?
I mean, Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving her credit for. I'm sure she'll be reflecting on this. I actually think everyone should. It'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Wow, I'm just like saying that instinctively. I'm just setting myself up to cause more problems.
Right, yeah, because I guess in some of the previous chapters, Monica was also having trouble with this as well, right? Trying to mediate and everything. It's a tough gig. It's a tough gig to be club pres.
This wasn't your fault, Monica. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out, because I can just move on now.
But...
It's fine, I promise. Let's just get our mind off this, okay? In fact, it's a good opportunity to read some manga, without having to worry about feeding Yuri's superiority complex.
Don't be mean. I'll talk or read manga or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friends, okay?
Sorry. I'm just bitter.
Everything will be okay. I mean, I don't have the answers, but I at least know that we're all good people, and I don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience.
Monica says that, but her uneasiness is given away by how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This was bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged with each other the least out of anyone, and this is the reason. As Sayuri and Natsuki proceed to distract themselves with manga, Monica sighs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Will the club really have to come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with each other? I mean, usually that's just how it is. Like, even with, I guess, like, your school, club, work, or just general life or family and stuff like that, sometimes people just don't click, you know? And people have their own cliques, I should say, too. You know, if you have like 100 people in a group, you're not going to be friends with everyone, you know? You have your own crew, your own clique, you know? You hang out with your own 3, 4, 5 people that you're with, or even just 2 people, you know? It's just fact. That's just how it is. Kimchi, hello, Kimchi. How you doing? How you doing, mate? Monica desperately doesn't want to admit that, and she knows Sayuri doesn't either. But for once, a solution doesn't seem to be in sight. Wow, that got real. That got real. God damn. Galaxy says, did you join a club at school? No, I didn't. Our school didn't have clubs. Nope, no club at all. After school, everyone just goes home. That's pretty much it. Yeah. What about you guys? Everyone on Twitch and on YouTube, do you guys have, do you guys have a club as well? Yeah. And if you guys did have a club, what club did you join? Right then, on to the last one, Reflection Part 2. It's Yuri and Monica. Was there ever a story about Yuri and Natsuki? No, there wasn't. Ooh, okay. Sweet, let's go on to Reflection. Aim says, is this first playthrough or is it just side stories? It's my first playthrough of the side stories. So, Aim's just homeschool, so just everything. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, nice. How is homeschool anyway? I've never talked to a person that was homeschooled before, but I want to know, how is that? Is it... Or, actually, I guess you can't really say if you've never been to an actual school, right? You can't really compare. Yeah. Well, let me know if it's good or not, or what your feelings on it are. Let's go on to Reflection Part 2. Begin side story. Oh, here we go. A new day arrives. Sayuri arrives at the clubroom earlier than usual. That is, not late. As she enters, it appears to be empty still. So, she sits down at a desk and pulls out a sheet of paper primed to jot down her thoughts. Sayuri has made a habit of scribbling her thoughts and feelings onto paper whenever possible, as it tends to serve as her best inspiration for poetry. I feel like I do that whenever I'm high. Whenever I'm high, I'll like scribble my thoughts down onto my phone, and then I'll read them later and be like, wow, I was so fucking high. What the fuck was I on about? But yeah, it's good to like just put your thoughts into, you know, onto paper, and you know, just to see how it is. But it's good. Oh gosh. Ruth says, yes, we did. Oh, nice. Then what club were you in, Ruth? What club were you in?
My heart feels vacant because a ship sailed away.
My heart feels vacant because a ship sailed away? Does that mean the ship as in a relationship? My heart feels... So, I feel empty because a relationship was broken? Is that what she means? Oh.
Yo! Ah! Natsuki?
Natsuki pokes her head out from behind the closet door. Oh, Natsuki was in there the whole time with manga.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. But it would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say anything. I doubt you want me listening in on your poetry thing.
Yeah. Thanks for realizing that.
Should I let you finish that up then?
Oh, no, I wasn't. I mean, I just do it whenever it's convenient. You're not interrupting.
Where's Monica, by the way?
Oh, she's out in the hallway.
Huh? Why?
Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. Sometimes Yuri is too nervous to come into the clubroom by herself, so...
Oh. Jeez, does Yuri really let things bother her for that long?
She can't control her feelings. For some people, it's really hard to cope when you get a bad thought in your head. Maybe you can distract yourself for a while, but as soon as it's just you and your thoughts again, it comes back.
I guess this is speaking from experience from Sayuri as well, because Sayuri has depression, right? So I guess this is... She knows what she's talking about, especially this line right here. This line right here. This is all Sayuri. It's all Sayuri. God damn. Aim says, it was cool. I went on my own pace, and when I got to year 10, I went to high school. Got bullied for being friends with the opposite sex, so I hated it, and left after 6 months and went to a different school and was top of one of my classes. Hey, nice, Ames! Aced it! Sweet! Galaxy says, arts club for me. Oh, dang, so you can... Nice! I can't draw for shit. I can only do, like, small scribbles and stick figures. Kimchi says, gotta go, take care. No probs, Kimchi. You have a great day, mate. You have a great day. Alright.
I just want us to have a normal club meeting. It's a lot easier to pretend like it never happened if we all just ignore it and move on. I don't want to be bothered by this.
I get Natsuki as well. Oh my god, this is real. This is getting real. This is getting real. Holy shit. Ruth says, it was one of those medical first aid kind of club. Oh, cool. That's useful, actually, really useful. Bendy. Nice.
It's so stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyway. Besides, it makes me feel really guilty and I hate that too.
It's okay to have feelings. It doesn't make you weak. Up together.
Fine. Only because you're good at this stuff?
Let's try to come up with a happy scene. Maybe that will help us understand where your bad feelings are coming from.
Well, I was happy the way things were before we had to have that conversation yesterday. What part of the conversation...
What part of the conversation made you upset? Was it Yuri being mean about the manga?
Maybe. I doubt it though. Because my friends and other people make fun of manga all the time, but I just brush it off and ignore them. But something about it really got to me this time, and I hate that I'm letting that happen.
Is it because Natsuki feels more defensive because she views Yuri as a friend and Yuri just kind of just shat on her hobby? Is that why? I think that's why, right?
Is it because it came from Yuri?
No, why would that matter? I mean, well, maybe. I just hate that she thinks she's so much better than me just because she likes to pretend to be all sophisticated. Yeah, that's what it is. At least other people decide that they don't like me, or manga, or whatever. But Yuri acts like she's too good to even give it a chance.
I'm sorry. Everyone deserves a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you give Yuri's books a chance?
After this, obviously not.
What about before this?
Well, I would until I got bored, which wouldn't take very long. But if you actually keep an open mind, then it's not hard to realize that a story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated.
I see. But you know, I like Yuri's books.
Yeah, but you like manga more, right?
Sayuri shakes her head.
I like them both. I like them in different ways, but I like them both. I mean, the manga, it's really honest and fun, and easy to just let go with. And the fantasy has a lot to interpret and uncover, and it's really rewarding to have some good quiet time together with it.
Wow, I could not do what Sayuri does. Like, if anything, I would fall more towards manga, but I don't think I would like both. So it's good that Sayuri is here, because if this was me, I'd lean towards manga in a heartbeat. That I can't get into novels. Well, actually, I know I have a few novels here. I've got this one autobiography called Pimp, which is a really good read. It's by it's an autobiographical novel called Pimp by a pimp called Slickback, I think. Or Ice Cube? Or something like that. Oh god, it's been a while since I read that, but pick it up if you can, honestly. It's pretty cool. Right.
And the fantasy has a lot to interpret and uncover, and it's really rewarding to have some good quiet time together with it. But the most important thing is that both the manga and the fantasy are true to themselves, so I love them both. And I think there's room for both of them to be in the same club together. And I just feel like maybe they have more in common than you would think.
How do you get along with everyone so well? I always get into fights with people. Like, first it was with Monica when I was new to the club.
Right, yeah, because when Natsuki first joined, she did have a fight with Monica. That's right, because she felt like she didn't belong. Ah, AIM says the only novel I can read is the Maze Runner series. Right, Maze Runner. That was also a film. They made that into a film adaptation, didn't they? Yeah. I heard it's good, and I heard there were like a newer Maze Runner series, not a series, sorry, a movie and an old Maze Runner movie as well. There was 2 movies, I believe. Maybe the newer one's a remake or something. Maybe, I'm not too sure. I haven't seen it yet though, but I want to.
And then it was you, and now it's Yuri. And I'm always like, oh, that person is such a jerk. And if they just realize that, then we could at least get along. But nobody else has this problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everybody's just a jerk to me because nobody likes me. And I don't know why, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I hate it.
Natsuki,
Sayuri puts a comforting hand on Natsuki's shoulder.
you're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved as much as everyone else. Everyone has different ways they like to communicate, you know, and sometimes that makes it harder for us to understand each other. I think that sometimes we get lucky and we make friends who are really good at the same kinds of communication, and it feels like you magically connect with them. But other times, even if both people are really nice, it's easy for them to misunderstand each other or to get the communication wrong. It's something that Yuri struggles a lot with too. It can be really hard. It takes a lot of, reflection and self-awareness and vulnerability.
Man, this is getting really real. Holy cow. Sayuri is a lot smarter than she puts out. Holy cow. She's so fucking smart.
I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. I always have to be the strongest.
What do you mean? Tell me about that part of you.
Well, it sounds stupid, but I'm really used to people being mean to me. Like my friends, and I guess my dad. Like, when I don't get good grades or even stupid things like if my room isn't clean. So, what am I gonna do? Cry about it? If I let myself get upset, then it's just letting them win. I'm better than that. And I'm better than all of them. So, things always have to be everyone else's fault. It feels like if something goes wrong, and there's even a tiny hint that it might be my fault, then I just get really angry, and I find ways to blame everything else instead.
Well, that's actually pretty mature of Natsuki to realize that. That's really smart of her to realize that as well. Wow. Holy cow. AIM says there are 5 Maze Runner books, 3 movies, 3 books. Enjoys the first movie. Third book was really funny. The movie seems sad. Aww. Oh, well, I mean, if it's still a good movie, I'd still watch it.
Do you see yourself better than Yuri?
If I said that, then I would just sound really full of myself.
No. Our thoughts and our feelings are 2 different things. Even if we don't like our feelings, we have to understand them if we want to learn more about themselves. That's a part of vulnerability, you know, accepting that we have feelings that we don't like.
I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person, because my feelings just want to tell me that I'm so much better than her. That she's a judgmental know-it-all who's stuck in her edgy phase, and that I'm just way above that garbage. But I'm terrible for feeling like that way.
You're not terrible. You are not your feelings.
But
You are not your feelings.
Wow, yeah, well, that line just there, you are not your feelings. Sayuri would definitely know about that as well. Holy cow, Sayuri might be the strongest out of everyone, mentally. Whoa, like, she's trying to keep it together, she is. Despite everything. Holy cow, Sayuri. Fucking badass, Sayuri.
Say that to yourself, out loud.
Fine. I am not my feelings.
The way that I like to picture it is that those feelings are like your roommate. You live in the same house and you gotta see each other every day. And even if you can ignore each other most of the time, you're gonna run into each other every now and then, and it's gonna make you feel like poop. So the other option is to get to know each other. You can communicate and learn from each other, and maybe even help each other change for the better. Does that help you understand?
How do you know so much about this stuff?
Because she has depression. Unless she's seeing a psychiatrist or something that's telling her this as well. But yeah, she's fucking smart. She's switched on.
I just have a roommate that can be really hard to get along with.
Aww, she doesn't want to share it all. She's only shared it with Monica, but man, she's fucking brave.
Call it depression.
Oh, she spit it out. She spit it out. She finally spit it out.
Depression? But you're like the happiest person I know.
I am not my feelings.
I want to be a good person like you.
Aw, you little sweetheart. We're all good people. You and Yuri and Monica, and I think Yuri will eventually learn that about you.
Natsuki remained silent, feeling a little overwhelmed. Despite Sayuri's kind reassurance, a complicated mixture of pain and sadness seems to fill her, as though flowing from a wound inside her. Was it a result of her vulnerability? No, it wasn't as though she was inflicted a wound after becoming vulnerable. It was as though she began to rediscover an old wound, one that cannot simply be bandaged and left alone any longer. Ooh, boy. Wow.
Yuri, what are you doing all the way over here? I was looking for you. Hey, please don't yell at me. Oh, I'm not going to yell at you. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. It was unfair for me to put everyone on the spot like that. Next time, I won't just try to jump in and solve everyone's problems. I get it's a bad habit of mine. You're not mad at me? I thought you were the one mad at me. I was so awful yesterday.
Yuri curls up, recalling the details of the argument.
I can't even have a normal conversation without saying something wrong and making everyone upset. Oh, hold on. That's not what happened at all. Let's talk about this, okay?
Yuri pauses for a second, then manages a nod. Monica takes a seat next to her on the staircase. Is that Boss Coffee in the background? I love Boss Coffee and Pocari Sweat. Yum yum. Ooh, there's even a bake sale on here. Music club concert and soccer tryouts on this poster. That's pretty cool.
I'm having a lot of negative thought patterns and I can't get away from them.
What kind of negative thought patterns?
Like, everyone hates me, especially Natsuki.
Oh, that's terrible.
I don't think Natsuki hates you. How do you know? Well, because...
Monica thinks back to the time that she herself found herself in an altercation with Natsuki, and how a display of maturity from Monica was enough for Natsuki to reevaluate her own feelings as well.
I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. I think she acts mean when she feels the need to protect herself. But, you know, she's really not a bad person. In fact, I think she can be really thoughtful and considerate. She just, well, I guess the way it works is that she wants to receive some degree of kindness first before she feels comfortable returning it. Oh, that means the burden is on me. And I don't know how to say things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, I just...
Yuri shakes her head at herself and tugs on her hair.
It's okay, Yuri. You don't need to beat yourself up. I think anyone would like you if they had the chance to get to know you. Well, unfortunately, the opposite is true. That's why I'm not talkative anymore in the first place, because everyone used to think that I was weird and talk about me behind my back. That's just what happens when I draw attention to myself.
I mean, like, I'm guessing this from one of her pasts as well. Oh man, poor Yuri.
Natsuki even said she found it more respectable when people speak their mind, so I did, and then she hated me anyway. That was enough to confirm my fears. But Sayuri and I like you, and we've gotten to know you a lot by now, right?
Yuri doesn't seem to have a response.
Hey, what do you think of Natsuki? I don't think about her. That's not what I meant, really. I just... I was just wondering if you had an opinion of her. I do. What is it? Natsuki seems to bring out the worst in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. I like to think of myself as a fairly sophisticated person, so for someone to just treat me like I'm inferior despite my tastes, that's just the worst kind of insult coming from someone like her, and it makes me think bad things about her. But I think everyone else seems to like her, so the only explanation is that it's me who's doing something wrong again. And my feelings about her are wrong, and I'm wrong to get upset over something so childish and inconsequential. No, Yuri. Feelings are never wrong. Well, they're not right. That's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, you know. They're a state of being that we don't always have control over. But that doesn't mean that they have to control us. I feel like there's something I learned around when I first started the club. We can hate ourselves for feeling a certain way about things, or we can, just acknowledge that they exist and try to understand them better. I could never be mad at you for just feeling a certain way. It's about how you handle them, and I think working through feelings is a great opportunity for teamwork.
Yuri wears a dejected expression.
You make it sound so easy. You're so mature, and so good with people. I feel like such a child in comparison. Oh, Yuri, I'm far from perfect, but these are learned skills. They didn't come naturally to me either. It's really hard to reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts. I just want to be a good person. Well, I think it takes a good person to get this far. That's not good enough. I want to be able to communicate it to her.
Communicate what?
How I feel. How it feels. How it makes me feel frustrated and upset when she's so negative and dismissive of the things that mean so much to me.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes, to communicate those kind of things, and hard to find the words for it as well, honestly. Galaxy says, my favorite soundtrack is Dusk and my song. Your note is what is your favorite soundtrack? I don't know the names of the soundtrack, unfortunately. But I guess the theme song's pretty rockin'. I like the theme song, actually. Or even the ending song, I like. Your Reality, I think it was called. I think. Yeah, I like that one. It's pretty damn dope. So dope.
And how it reminds me of me. Because I know what it's like to feel misunderstood and angry at everyone. I know that telling yourself you're better than everyone else is just a defense mechanism. We're just people. We're fragile and unstable, but I'm just tired of getting in their way. I can't stand it when the peace is disturbed like this. Yeah, you can't focus on your reading when the peace is disturbed, right? Because the literature club should be happy for everyone.
Monica looks at Yuri in adoration.
I feel like Sayuri must be rubbing off on me because I really want to hug you now. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. No, I mean, well, if you wanted to, then I wouldn't really mind, so...
Monica pulls Yuri into a short embrace. Aww, that's really nice.
You're so gentle. And I love when you communicate your feelings. I feel lucky to get to see that side of you. And I'm sure Natsuki will too.
That's so... This is precious. This is fucking precious.
I'm going to write her a letter.
That's actually a good idea. Yeah, if you can't communicate it, like through face-to-face, letter will be good.
Oh, a letter. What a great idea. Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure. I always let my feelings get the best of me, and I forget to say all the important things, and I say things I don't mean. Well, I think a letter would be wonderful. Such a nice way to communicate.
Yuri's face hardens with determination.
People don't naturally gravitate toward me like they do for you and Sayuri. My personality just isn't suited for that, and I wouldn't want it to be. But something I've learned is that friendships don't always just magically appear out of thin air. For instance, I never would have seen myself making friends with someone like Sayuri. We're opposite in a lot of ways, but I'm friends with her because she puts so much effort into understanding me so that we can get along. I think that it was the same with you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience, and I wonder if she feels the same way. Natsuki?
Yuri nods.
I always thought that if I wanted to make more friends, if I had to be somebody that I'm not, that there's a type of person or a magical formula that I have to follow in order to make someone like me. And that's just like me to think that, always so occupied with myself that I fail to understand other people.
Yuri shakes her head.
Friendship happens when you think about the other person, when you offer time and effort to understand them and respect them and trust that.
I'm gonna need some water. Yum.
That they also want to be a good person. That's what I learned through my observations in the literature club. Observations?
Monica is caught by surprise. Yuri has always kept to herself so much that it's so unusual to hear her suddenly talk about the club like this, but Yuri gently smiles to herself.
You always let me listen to your thoughts about people. Sayuri too, and it makes me happy because I learn a lot of things. That's so sweet. I had no idea it meant that much to you.
Monica never thought much of it, but in the past weeks, Yuri always seemed to be especially attentive when it came to the problems and concerns of others, always wanting to listen and learn more about her friends in the club. Yeah, she's like the silent type, right? So even though it doesn't look like she's listening, she listening. It's true, Sayuri and Monica are naturally more comfortable with other people, and can more easily work through situations of conflict. But that doesn't make them better people. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and a capacity to improve. And the first step toward improving oneself is reflection and self-awareness. Wow, this black screen right here is like Dan Salvato is talking directly to us, isn't he? It's just like, you better learn this. There's a fucking lesson right here. This be a lesson. It's something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for, but that Monica can recognize as an incredible trait. And with that, her confidence in the club is restored. Faith in humanity restored. A very shy girl with long, pretty hair is wandering the bustling lunchtime hallways, her fists pressed into her collarbone. When she finds the literature club president's classroom, she stands at the door, glancing all around her before peering inside. Monica is sitting and chatting with a group of unknown friends. Yeah, as expected, this was a bad idea after all. Suddenly, Monica glances towards the door, making the girl panic and duck out of sight. Before she can regain composure and decide for sure to leave, the classroom door gently opens.
Yuri, what a surprise to see you during lunch.
Yuri squeaks a response.
Please help me? What, is everything okay?
Yuri shakes her head.
I don't know how to write letters. Thank goodness. I thought there was some kind of emergency.
Monica briefly glances over her shoulder at her other friends.
Do you want some help? We could go find an empty classroom or something. Is that okay? I feel bad taking you away from your friends. It's totally fine, I promise. We weren't really doing anything. One sec.
Monica trots back into her classroom, says something like, "I gotta go," to her friends, then grabs a pen off the desk before returning to Yuri.
Okay, let's find somewhere quiet.
Yuri nods and follows Monica as the two of them set off.
How are you today.
Huh? Me?
Well, yes.
Oh gosh, sorry. I was just caught off guard. I'm doing well today. Just tired. I never seem to get enough sleep during the week.
How come?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm just easily distracted. I get really sucked into things and start neglecting the time.
Me too. I do that too.
Hey, this classroom is empty. Let's go in here.
After peering inside, Monica opens the classroom door and the two of them enter. Yuri's moment of relaxation ends. She watches as Monica pulls two chairs up to the same desk, then obeys as Monica beckons her to take a seat. She stares down at the empty desk.
You nervous?
I don't want to do this.
We don't. We don't have to. We can come up with something else.
Yuri shakes her head.
It's my chance to do something good. I need to take the initiative.
Gosh, you must be really determined. I know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. I'll be sure to encourage you.
Yuri pushes through her anxiety and grabs a handful of lined paper from her notebook. Then, she picks up her pen. Aww! Oh my goodness, now this is precious. This is so good. I love this so much.
Hey, you're left-handed. That's neat.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have to worry about bumping your arm.
Monica playfully rubs her shoulders against Yuri's. Oh, wow. Oh, this is just sweet.
Sorry, I'm just being silly, I guess. Anyway, how about we start by listing the different things you want to say to her?
Yuri thinks.
I feel embarrassed all of a sudden.
It's okay. How about some of the things you said to me yesterday?
But never mind. I guess I'll try.
Yuri thinks for a moment longer, her tension evident. Then she writes the word reflection.
This is about my reflection on our behavior. The key question is why we act like this towards each other, but have been able to separate.
What?
But have been able to separately be friends with Sayuri and Monica.
That's me.
Yes, it is. So,
Yuri thinks.
I've been able to befriend the two of you because you've taken the time to understand my needs and respect my interests.
The same goes for Natsuki too. We started off as pretty hostile to each other because I was so worried about getting what I wanted, but she just wanted to be respected more than anything else. Once I stopped making it all about me, she was able to do the same.
I want to do that too. So, what kinds of things do you...
So, what kind of things do you want to do for her?
I want to do the same things for her that I like to receive. I like it when people respond positively to the things I talk about and not just brush me off. I like it when my feelings are taken seriously. And I like it when you and Sayuri trust that I want to be a good person, even when I'm not doing a good job at it.
Let's write those things down.
Okay.
Yuri writes some things down.
I think the most important thing to remember here is that Natsuki is feeling vulnerable, so we should make sure that the letter puts her first.
Wow, she hit the nail on the head. Yeah, it's pretty much it, isn't it?
It's hard when you're feeling hurt, but it never helps to just tell someone all the things that they're doing wrong. I think first you have to make sure that they know you're ready to respect them, and listen to them, and admit the things that you feel you could do better. Then finally, you ask what you would like in return. How does that sound for the structure? It will be 3 paragraphs, one for each of those points.
I like that. My thoughts were so disorganized, I have no idea how to come up with any kind of structure. You're so amazing at these things.
Oh, stop. You've done so much more than I have, you know. You spent so much time reflecting and being open-minded. That's the hardest thing for anyone to do.
Wow. Oh, this is this is so nice. One Matt, hello, and welcome back, One Matt. Good to see you, mate.
All I'm doing is helping you put it on a piece of paper.
So, I think you're the amazing one.
Monica gives Yuri's hand a quick squeeze, but as she lets go, she's caught by surprise when Yuri curls her fingers to hook Monika's hand in place. Wow, this is quickly becoming Yuri, isn't it? And not her name, I mean Yuri, the opposite of Yaoi. God damn, okay, this is getting to be a shoujo, right? Like a Yuri manga. This is pretty nice. Oh boy. Galaxy says, after this, Natsuki and Yuri. Oh, cool. So there is another chapter, isn't there? For a while, they sit like that in silence, save for the occasional scratching of Yuri's pen against the paper.
Yesterday, you told me something that I'm thinking about a lot.
What was that?
The thing about how feelings aren't right or wrong, and that they're just a state of being we need to come to terms with. It made me think about how a person's behavior isn't always just how they decide to be. It's also made up of their past experiences and their insecurities. I think that helps me see other people as actual people, rather than as insignificant side characters who are out to get me somehow.
Is that how you felt about Natsuki?
Yuri nods.
But in reality, everyone is always trying their best, and everyone wants to be happy.
Monika peers over at Yuri's paper, but to her surprise, Yuri pulls it in closer, partially covering it with her arm.
I have to be able to read it to help you out, you know.
It's okay. My thoughts are a lot more organized now, after being able to talk to you about it. Now that I'm actually putting it on paper, I realize I really prefer others not to read it.
Yuri laughs softly to herself, a rare expression.
I'm kind of happy to hear that, actually. I somehow keep finding ways to butt into this whole thing. I've done enough damage. But it's also been so wonderful talking about this. I mean, I always thought you were really smart, but...
Yuri smiles.
I will always be terrible at these things. People are just so incomprehensible to me. I'll never get the hang of being one. But listening to you so much has helped me make sense of some things. So just don't call it damage, please.
Monika gives Yuri a gentle smile.
I can't believe I came to this club looking for fantasy geeks, and all I got was real friends who value me.
Is that a joke?
Of course it is.
I still can't tell with you. Oh man.
Sorry.
No, I love it. Please, never change.
As you wish.
Aww. Yuri glances at the clock.
We're almost out of time.
Will you be able to finish?
Before the end of the day, probably. But I don't want to come to the club the same day that Natsuki reads it. I'm too shy.
I can give it to her instead if you like.
Yuri nods.
As long as you promise not to read it.
Of course, I promise.
Thank you.
Yuri exhales, and the two stand up.
I'll message you when it's ready.
Monika nods.
Good luck. I'm here if you need me.
Yuri returns a nod, and the two depart. Aww. Oh, that was so precious. Oh my god. That looks like the end of it all. Oh man. Though I do believe there is supposed to be one more, but I guess I'll need to unlock some stuff first in order to get it. Oh, we got some new pictures though. Hey, what do we have? Oh, cool. Look at this. Acquisition procedure. Finish the side story reflection 2. Ah, look, it's Yuri being a klutz. Isn't that nice? I like that one. That's actually pretty cool. I like all of these ones here. Oh man, the artwork has really, really improved. I wonder who did the artwork for this, honestly. God damn, it's so nice. Did we get also a new poem? No, we did not. I'm missing one here, though. I'm missing a poem. And I'm missing a CG. Oh, what am I missing? I'm missing quite a few CGs, actually. Oh, maybe that's what I need to unlock first, huh? Oh, gosh, but this is nice. Oh, I like this CG a lot. Wow, the stuff that they really put so much into this, haven't they? They put so much into it. Ah, oh boy, wow. And I guess we still need to get some more secret poems too. I have so much more to unlock. Small quiet stairwell in which Yuri sometimes prefers as her reading location. Oh man, we have so much to do here. Oh, look at that. That's supposed to be the main protagonist? Wow, they look great. They look really, really good. God damn. Oh, man, I'm also missing quite a few here as well. Drawn by Satchley. Oh, Satchley, is that the artist? Okay. Looks like I'm missing a Monica one as well. Oh, man. Though, these are really, really nice. But that's it for my stream, guys. That is the end of it for today. It is now 12 o'clock. It's time for me to say goodbye. I have work tomorrow, unfortunately, so I have to leave it at that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me on Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Once I unlock all of the things and the last side story, then I'll stream it again for you guys. But unfortunately, I don't think I've completed the entire thing yet. No, I have not. Ruth says that was impressive voice changing. You should be a voiceover artist. I mean, I would love to if I can, but that's an industry that's very hard to get into. I tried in the past when I was a lot younger, but there's way too many people with amazing voices like Ignis from Final Fantasy. You know, like their voices are way, way beyond me. They're just too good. They are too dang good. Galaxy says, great stream, can't wait for more. Me too, Galaxy, you and me both. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Galaxy. Thank you to everyone on YouTube and everyone on Twitch as well. Thank you, guys, for always tuning in and supporting my channel. So, yeah, if you guys haven't already, feel free to subscribe, or if you're on Twitch, or even follow on... No, sorry. Subscribe on YouTube and follow on Twitch. That's what I meant to say. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I'm talking way too much. I'm getting tired. So I will catch you guys tomorrow, same time, 10 p.m. to midnight, where we'll be streaming something else. Until then, guys, have a great night. Bye.